Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you for having me in your space, everybody. I'm honored to be here and share this time with you all. Since you are in California, I wanted to start by reading some poems of water, just because here in Hot Springs National Park, Arkansas, we're not going through what you're going through there in California, and seeing all the devastation and the fires. My stepmother is in San Francisco. My best friends are in Mendocino. My other friend is in Eugene, Oregon, and she just lost her house. And so I just want to bring some water into this space and into our collective thoughts as poets. The first poem I'm going to read is from Periscope Heart, and it's called Escaping Our Water. The thickened sky breaks open. Everything releases everything that she has held inside her bosom, forgets again to thank the sun, forgives the moon's gentle pulling, and cloudburst cries out the names of all that have risen into her nameless depths, into her immeasurable expanses, cracked open chest of heavens, deluge of rumbling firmament, unleashing the water of recycling souls. Humans are 50 to 65% water, our earthly bodies holding pulsing oceans. Babies are 75% water. We are born wet, moving puddles, constantly rushing rivers, ever toiling toward the ocean of all that we know as gods, yet struggling in the whirling eddies of all that we lack as humans. And when we escape this matter and return to spirit, when we transition into death and our souls start another cycle, when we return to our holy tattered wings, we rise into the clouds, invisible dancing water, evaporating from the seething fires of everything glorious and devastating on earth, evanescing vapor, distillation of spirits. Maybe we are just water and soul, inside only ocean and weightless consciousness that holds us up through this blink that we call life. Maybe when the sky breaks her chest wide open, when thunderous rumbling and lightning are woven in a torrent of downpouring water, there are winged beings ascending, slipping up through a heavenly sieve. Their earthly vessels are no longer chains. They are no longer the gilded cages they pretend to fly in. The waters of their holy bodies escaping from clouds into our cupped together hands. Thank you. The second poem I'm going to read is from Wingspan. And again, I'm just going to stay with the water. I think that's really an important thing. And as poets, and especially people that love words and respect words so much, we have the power to change energies with our words and with our thoughts. We have power to direct thoughts. And so just having the space with, 15, 16 of you guys and thinking about water, weather is an expression of thought and is an expression of human emotion. And so hopefully, if enough of us create water in our thoughts and in our art, hopefully something can happen that quenches these fires. I'm going to share a couple of love poems, inspired mostly by Marcia de la O and her passionate love poems that I've heard in several different readings. This is called Becoming Vapor and Rain. And it starts with an epigraph by Pablo Neruda. I want to do with you what spring does to the cherry trees. Pablo Neruda. Coax you open with soft color, pull you back from winter's dead lips. You are naked, stripped, and I will warm you with the sun I hold on my brow line, fire that wants to burn your name into the hips of the earth. I offer you this open heart. Bury it underneath your branches until I root into your roots, until we tangle into forests of wanting, into a system of knowing what only we know. Nourish, soil, earth, mouth. Dear love, I want to crack open the sky with my tongue against the breeze. I will be a cloud that follows you to the ocean, a loyal fog, Be the river that meets me there, and we will merge, make a beautiful steam, evaporation of desire, evanescence of impulse and lust. We will rise as vapor together into the mouth of blue. We will come down like rain, our atoms, our bodies becoming joined water, filling all the empty hollows with our deluge, making pools that reflect the moon. This is union love. This is how I found you. When all I had was the taste of wanting on my lips, I followed the water. I followed everything and flowed into everything until you floated up into me. You are my budding hope opening, blossom of all that is beauty, heat, heat. We will rise like heat into the upward draft of zephyrs, and there we will carry on this dance, this perpetual cycle of becoming lifted rain and gentle vapor, rising and falling like the heaving, breathing earth, making everything wet and new with our love. Thank you. Can we get a little steamy in here? No? Anyone? I hate that it's silent. It's so weird talking to silence. It feels awkward. Okay, the next poem I'm going to read is from my newest collection, Incandescent, which came out last year. And it's another love poem. It's about the first time I kissed a girl. It's called Her. I might have been 10 when I realized the magnets inside me were spinning toward her. Whoever her was, she was my everything. My longing to be close, my ache to be seen, my dream to be kissed by, touched by, missed by her. Whoever her was, she was my love, and I could not help but be enamored. The feelings did not die down. They grew into silent flowers in my chest until a meadow sprung from my mouth when I spoke, until petals, only saying, she loves me, spilled from my lips and became my words. At that age, I did not have the word gay, did not have the word lesbian, the word queer, just this fear to explain my frame of reference around my undeniable attraction to her. There was always a her through the years of my youth, a too far face I could fix my eyes and heart upon, like a star guiding me out of my black hole secret, never close enough to touch, never close enough to whisper, never close enough to be real in my arms. I was taught those fires would burn me forever, and sin was named after a woman. But I wanted her skin on my mouth so much. The first time I kissed a girl at 17, I might have been a fault line the way I trembled, the way the earth moved all around our fresh young bodies. I remember her wild curls falling across my face, the way she laughed, the taste of her yes, the ceiling fan spinning rings over our heads, and I may have never returned to the earth that day, the way she sent me hovering into the atmosphere with only the fear that this moment might not be real, and these kisses, and her cheek, and her neck, and her shoulder, and her, and her, and her moving up so close to the wild magnet of me might just be a fleeting dream. But it wasn't a dream. It was love, real love, my first love, and her name stays with me, folded into my skin. And I can remember her in poems and be right there again. Two budding young flowers opening to each other's fingers, how the memories linger after 20 years. She is married now to a man, has two beautiful children, and we don't speak. And I like to think it is because there is still a part of her that remembers how I trembled. And to no fault of hers or mine, love sometimes makes strangers out of lovers. But I can write her into a poem and thank her always for being real. Thank you. So this book, Incandescent, thank you so much. We've all experienced that first kiss, that first love. It just stays with us, doesn't it? Incandescent, I wrote very much during the 2016 election, and it was my way of grappling with the horror of Trump being elected, and then the fallout of the first year or so of everything, all the horrors that he did, the building the wall and the Muslim ban and the children in cages and all that. So I very much write about all of that in this book, and it's a call to action. It's a call to warriors of light to stand up and fight against this darkness that is encroaching on all that is good that we've had to suffer through over the last 4 years. And so it's been hell to see every day these new horrors that we have to face, and all the lies that he tells, and I could just go on and on and on. But I wanted to plug a group called Writers Against Trump. And it's where writers like us can stand up and make a statement and use our voices to make a statement against the administration. So check it out, Writers Against Trump. And I'm going to read 2 more poems that are pretty political. This one I wrote on the day of the election in 2016 when we found out what happened. And it's called Unnatural Selection. But the S is in parentheses. I'm a teacher, so I like to show. And so that means that it's unnatural election. The day America died, election results proclaim the dream is broken. The glass ceiling remains intact, uncrackable, solid even more now with the thickness of white votes, like spackles strengthening against any breakthrough, covering the possibility of open sky. Underneath it, the progressive inclusion of light and good crumbles into despondent shock, silent disbelief. Trump will never be my president. I cannot even give him a capital letter. He is improper, not a proper noun to wear this crown as the face of democracy, more like demon crazy. Today, my voice feels so small, unheard, trembling. My Facebook bubble of blue friends cry in their coffee, grieve in their posts, drag their dropped jaws off the floor, feel a death in the room. Divided we fall. When the blind and bigoted are leading the blind and ignorant, I'm so scared for this world. Silent, I am empty of poetry, disconnected. Cannot find the silver lining this time because the silver lining is a knife now, cutting this country in two, severed. America the beautiful, I cannot see you. Lamplight of liberty, beacon of hope, now a distress call. SOS, SOS. SOS. World, can you hear us? Send help. Thank you. I'm going to finish with, I'm going to leave us in politics land for a minute because I just wrote this poem last week, and I want it to be heard in as many spaces and places that I can read it and share it. And it's called This America, How Much More Can We Take? It is the constant, painful inundation to be alive in this America. This America, as if I have detached myself from my country, as if I am removed from its borders, outsider trapped inside, warrior of light with nowhere to hide. How much more can we take? This America, its spacious skies choked with the ash of 1,000,000 acres burning. Climate change deniers keep the fires raging higher, everything tinder, everything silver cinders and smoke, black out the sun with the arms of falling redwoods ancients collapsing with the weight of humanity's collective disregard. How much more can we take? This America, its amber waves and waves of pain. Every day a new horror, every day a new shame, another slashing of our human dignity by the hands of the heartless minority in stolen power. A regime that viciously stamps out American dreams and builds walls of broken glass and silenced screams, brandishing weapons of fear and hate and teens with AR-15s, turns our stars into swastikas in the bright of day. This is America 2020, and I cannot look away. He turns the people's house white, 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 holds an authoritarian ego convention on the sacred steps with floodlights, blinding out the darkness he created as savior for the radical right. How much more can we take? This America, from sea to once shining sea, we are a country sick and quarantined, suffocating in a public health emergency, our passports no good for traveling internationally because we have no handle on this ravishing disease. 300,000 will die before the end of this year. The world laughs at our dictator in chief, and he says what a very good job he did. Better than humanly possible and every other fucking superlative. The most robust testing. Lie. It will just disappear. Lie. China virus, China virus, China virus. Racism. I provided the most ventilators and PPE. Lie. Cases are going up because testing is going up. Gaslighting. Maybe try drinking some bleach. Jesus fucking Christ. Hydroxychloroquine. Oh, please. I will have the best vaccine. Lie. Children are virtually immune. Lie. And we send in the teachers to die for the economy. How much more can we take? This America, its purple mountain majesty turned bloody bruises, turned tear gas and rubber bullet blush, turned crush under the foot of brutality's boot, knee on his pleading throat, George, shot 7 times in the back in front of his children, Jacob. These men, these black men, these black fathers whose martyrdom is unfounded, unfound fathers lost to their existences, holes in their former lives, to teach us a lesson that keeps repeating and repeating, that you cannot be black in this America and survive. Hashtag stitched up to the stars like barbed wire, and we have fenced ourselves in with our collective history and hate to look at each other in the face until each side screams for a civil war. And this America, I just can't take anymore. I just can't take it anymore. Anyone with a heart in their chest, a pulse in their striving soul, a light inside that guides them, can see us, all of us, spiraling out of control. How much more can we take? How do we save our principles? How do we build upon real foundations while there are monsters tearing at the roots? How do we save our democracy, our liberties, our virtues? How do we taste hope on our lips again? Vanquish the oligarch and his mob of evil men. Open your hearts even wider, though it may be broken. Tell truth to power, though your voice might be shaking. Embolden justice, progress, inclusiveness, brotherhood, empathy, and light. Vote. Vote. This is still our America. This is still our America. Thank you. Okay, I'm not going to leave us there. Thank you so much for giving me space to read that poem. It really means a lot to me that I can look at you all in all your little boxes and see your heads nodding, and I just appreciate you giving me that space to read that, because whenever we read a poem out loud, the vibration of it changes. It lifts up, it goes into the ethers, and I feel that somehow, somewhere, someone is listening. Even if it's all of us listening to each other, we have to vote. We have to get ourselves out of this shit. So speaking of, I'm gonna take us out of that realm and leave us with something happy. So I just got to marry the love of my life that I've been with for 12 years. We just got married in July during this pandemic. We did a Zoom wedding and everything. So I'm going to leave you with a poem about my ring. Let's see. And it's called Ring Sing. There is a new song that comes from my fingers, a new vibration as the sound of my promise clinks against the everyday things that I hold and touch. The sound my wedding ring makes against a glass, a tiny bell of hope. The sound my wedding ring makes as I swipe the sudsy stainless steel sink, push wet carrot tops and bean ends into the garbage disposal with this soft scrape of gentle forever. I keep thinking that I am hearing bells everywhere I go, but it is just my wedding ring singing into everything. Thank you so much, everybody. Keep hope alive, vote, keep writing the poems. Thank you so much for having me. Marsha, much love and respect. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it.